In this session, I will be providing some template for proposals. Your proposal could be a mini project, your proposal could be a major project, or your proposal could be a funded, sponsored project or a products. After studying various funding agencies, looking at their questionnaire, right, the significance of some of the parameters, some commonalities I found across various agencies, and accordingly we have prepared. So I appeal to all the students and faculty, when you give the presentations, make sure, irrespective of the scope of the work, let them follow a standard template so that as and when they apply for grants or for some sponsorship, it is easy for them to understand the scope of every single title which I have mentioned in this presentation. So to begin with, a meaningful title you give it, not a general purpose in nature, because you are not doing any uh, research, right? This is about a product development. So when you are developing a product, then what is that problem you are solving? As we are expecting some business to happen, commercialization. So naturally, clearly define the problem, because the funding agencies hardly will give you 10 minutes of time. So hardly they look for 5 slides. So these are some few important uh, titles they look for. The problem you are solving in the uh, product which you are proposing. So what is that you are solving? What is the value proposition for this problem? What is the value addition, right? With the help of the product which you are developing. At least 3 or 4 uh, features identify the in your product which you have proposed, which is the value proposition for this problem which you are solving. Then what is the unique selling point? If I want to make it commercialize, what are the 1 or 2 selling points unique in as compared to other products? There may be some unique, which unique means not existing, right? These are the selling points for you that try to highlight. I'm sure when you are proposing any product, there may be some national or international level competitors. List out the competitors, highlight their strength, highlight their weakness, and then mention their weakness is your strength. So that is you have to be highlighted. What are the technologies you are using in your product? Maybe in terms of mathematics, you may be doing some machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence, and so on. You may be using some internet technologies, you may be using some cloud technologies, you may be using some wearable devices, some robotics, renewable energy, and so on. So that technology you should identify and state that these are the technologies which are part of my product development. When you define the product development, slightly describe your innovation and the core technology you are using in your product. So what is that innovation in your product? And it is better to draw diagrammatically various blocks of your product with some data flow diagram. Since this proposal is for mostly from student side, for a professor it is easy to understand your complexity of your algorithm or the mathematical model. We all can understand that the smartness of a system because of the number of parameters you have considered and the mathematical model you are implementing. This is something which is unique. Most of the products, the uniqueness is not because of the sensors. The uniqueness because of not because of the technologies you have used that everybody is using. They're available in the public domain. However, the uniqueness is your algorithm. This is where I would say maybe most of the cases your USP of your product. Who is the targeted customers? It's a business to business, business to business to customer, whatever. So identify your customers so that your product proposal maybe perception may be different when you define your problem statement. You are supposed to at least estimate the budget that in terms of licensing of the some of the services. I already said IoT services. Are you using some IoT platforms? Are you using some the uh, things as a service, or are using data as a service? Because some people are charging, so you should know that. Similarly, the sensors and the hardware, if you are using, what are their estimated cost? So that will give you a rough idea of per unit cost for manufacturing cost or prototyping cost, so that you have to always take care of some other traveling, some miscellaneous things, or the licensing part. So they are also comes into picture at a later stage. Since every product has a duration, right? Maybe 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, maximum 1 year as best of my knowledge. No company, no fund providers will allow you more than 12 months unless it is a research oriented problem statement. So phase wise clearly mention the milestone, that is called objective, and the duration you will take for completion for achieving that milestone. The market study, when you are doing, when you are developing this, I am sure uh, uh, potential customers you have identified, but what is the scope, how many products is possible for you to do the marketing, right? At least a rough idea of to know about the bandwidth of your product. What is the expected outcome? This is again as a academic perspective, that after finishing your product development, what is the outcome? Who will benefit? Is the society will benefit? Is the country will benefit? Is the institute will benefit? Are you benefit? And so on. What is the learning outcome? So this learning is other than the financial things, maybe in terms of some skills you may acquire, some analytical skills, some design skills, right? So mention what are the skills you will acquire by doing this kind of a product development. If it is a academic product development, then probably, right, you also need to refer some standard publishers like IEEE, IEEE, Springer, Elsevier, Web of Science, Science Direct, ACM, Taylor and Francis, Wiley, InterScience. These we generally considered as a standard references. Though you may be coming with your own unique solutions, but is still nothing wrong. A part of your solution is already published by some standard publishers, right? So that may be a standard reference for you. From there, you're adding that a new feature or a delta T in the knowledge, existing knowledge. So better, see, if you give a bad reference, let's say for example, some paid journals or some popular websites, then whatever you are, if you mention that substandard reference, then your work is also compared with that substandard. We always think that, oh, you have referred this, then you are adding something to that. So that is where you stand. If you have a bad, for example, reference, then we judge based on your that reference. So that's why we always say that your circle is very important, or the references in your biodata with whom you are referring, it matters a lot. Similarly is in your research proposals, that which references you have referred, from there we can judge what is the quality of, though you have not implemented, you may be seeking a fund, but your reference will give you a rough idea your work standard. So better to have always a standard references. You use it or you don't use it, but still at least you have referred, you understood the significance of the existing contributions. Like I said, instead of writing a paper, you also think of intellectual property rights, IPRs, right? Unfortunately, India is very poor in patenting, in trademarks and copyright, but this is what actually uh, no give you financial strength to the country. US is having maximum patents. That is the reason, though they don't manufacture, they get it manufactured in Asian countries. But these developed countries are developed because they have patented their work. And the patent will give them rights for 20 years. So I suggest, or if required, we can also conduct some workshops, or you can also attend some workshops conducted by some IITs, or some courses are also available in NPTEL. Attend some course, but then make sure instead of writing a paper, better write a IPR, and the fees is not much. At our technology business incubation center, we have some we have received some grants from government of India for setting our technology business incubation center, where you can start your own company, where the center can provide you some seed money support system for your starting a company, or maybe some audit point of view, or the getting the grants, getting the investors, or some technology support like we have Idea Lab. If you want to convert your idea into prototyping, we'll help you out. So that is the advantage of starting a company in a technology business incubation center, because you will get complete support system including the finance. This center already received Nidhi Triple S Nidhi Prayas grants. So several students have benefited. That is the reason I was telling, instead of writing a paper, why don't you write a proposal? Maybe this center will provide you up to 10 lakhs of grant. There are some various funding agencies, not only the TBIs. TBIs are there, 50 plus TBIs are already in place. But otherwise also you can directly write to the Department of Science and Technology, or Science and Engineering Research Board SERB, or All India Committee for Technical Education, or Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers. Also some private organizations like DRDO, TIFR, public agencies, ISRO. So a lot of grants are nowadays available, and government have insisted the corporate social responsibility CSR funds are available for investing on for students innovative ideas. That is the reason why I have made this presentation, recorded my talk, because you need to understand the proposal. If you prepare a strong proposal, there is a possibility of getting fund for prototyping. Later on you can start your own company, and instead of seeking a job, you can employ many people. Some of the popular websites are like, we have our own campus, Sardar Patel Technology Business Incubation Center. Now here the seed fund for prototyping grant is up to 10 lakhs, and the support fund once after the prototyping up to 50 lakhs. So you can apply here. Like that, at national level, the seed fund support system, right, is available at various prestigious institutes, including IIT Bombay, what called SIGN. Also, there is a Nidhi Prayas. So if you Google it, Nidhi Prayas, you will come to know for student innovative ideas up to 10 lakhs grant. Department of Science and Technology is providing with the help of these technology business incubation centers. And there is a seed fund scheme for uh, uh, for the innovative ideas, and seed support, Nidhi seed support up to 1 crore is available. That means if you want to promote your business, then to expand your business, probably you require some money for manufacturing your product. Student startup programs are available. Some of them are virtually available because you are studying. You don't need to physically there. That kind of startup programs are there from technology business incubation centers. Faculty are equally eligible for applying for all these schemes for startup programs. And IIT Bombay sign program, you can see already they have a call to applications for translation of research support or scale up support and so on. So sign, incubation, BIRAC, DST, Nidhi Prayas, DST, Nidhi EIR, and so on. So these are all the funded agencies, right? Not only IITs, several, not only IIT Bombay, all several IITs, several central government funded institutes. So government and private agencies are routing the funds through these well established institutes for the students and faculty. So ideas will fetch the grants. So yeah, as you can see, for prototyping, IIT is having more funds because they have angel investors or some venture capitalists. They provide up to 30 lakhs for prototyping and 100 lakhs for scale up your prototyped product. All right, so you can look at the TIH website of IIT Bombay. You will find out not only product development, for also HR and skill development programs, right, called Chanakya support system. These are all various schemes of TIH IIT Bombay, from prototyping to skill development programs, right, and also for innovation and entrepreneurship development, startup companies. Department of Science and Technology is having SERB, SRG, CRG, uh, TRE, and so on, SERB, Power, and so on. So some of them are also meant for women promotional schemes, young research scholars. So 15 plus programs already they have announced, and time to time, right, they will be posting for new research grants or for product developments. So I appeal to all the students and faculty, look at these schemes. Like recently AICT has come up with Idea Lab. Though we have a Idea Lab, but then uh, new institutes can apply where they support up to 55 lakhs. So if you invest 55 lakhs, they will invest 55 lakhs. Then you can develop a innovative product development center. There are some conditions where that lab is also meant for other institutes, like we are encouraging the nearby institutes or remote colleges also, they can come here, they can develop their prototyping. All right, so these are the recent mails from All India Council for Technical Education to submit the proposal to start the AICT Idea Labs. And government of India is also promoting the venture capitalists for like a drone labs, right? Drone agriculture products. This is the deadlines for that. So these are all various agencies, Skilled India, or some local governance like state Maharashtra or Haryana and every state government is promoting funding through various their ministries, right? You can look at. So maybe you can also join our hobby club. We train the students with the help of our own, as I mentioned initially, some prototyping we have done. So the initial skills we impart so that you understand what is the difference between a project, product, and research. Thank you.